Threats.
Slap me in the face, you know.
Mate, you've not got what it takes.
Anger.
Don't, sir, don't.
Desperation.
Dad, I need to find 2 grand within 5 minutes.
What happens when debt
I'm not even playing a penny of it.
tracks you down?
Don't open the gates, mate. We'll force entry.
Up and down the UK,
Can somebody come to the door, please?
we see Britain's most resilient High Court enforcement agents
We need immediate police assistance.
dealing with every debtor's worst nightmare.
It's not a wake-up call most people want.
Because if you can't pay,
Doesn't have a penny, doesn't own anything.
they'll take it away. Recent research from a leading motoring organisation estimates that the number of tickets issued by private parking companies over the first quarter of the current financial year has risen by nearly 700,000. Over the past 12 months, nearly 25,000 people contacted a leading advisory body to seek help with debts arising from parking fines. High Court enforcement agents Matt Highway and Gary Ball are in Wolverhampton, West Midlands, chasing over £2,000 owed in unpaid parking fines.
Who's next then, bud? We've got next Mr. Radak Holland. And it's one of these accumulated parking fines. £2,312.44. It's quite a lot of parking fines, isn't it?
Mr. Holan received the fines after parking in a private car park without displaying a valid ticket.
Wolverhampton Road East.
The parking company escalated the case to the High Court. Now the agents are here to collect payment in full or seize goods to offset the debt today.
Hello? Hiya, madam, you all right?
Yeah?
We're looking for a Radak Holland.
You just live here?
Don't know him at all. My name's Gary Ball, I'm a High Court enforcement agent.
Yeah.
You've never heard of this gentleman, no?
No.
Do you have a tenancy agreement or a council tax bill?
Raga! You know, you have to wait for my mother-in-law. She's going to come in a minute.
How long?
She's just gone to the shop. She's got the agreement.
All right, we'll wait for her then. Yeah. Thank you.
Despite the woman's claims, the agents know that Radek Holan is on the electoral roll at this address, so they had the right to investigate further.
Where are you originally from?
Czech.
Czech Republic.
Whilst the agents wait for the woman's relative to arrive, Gary looks for evidence that the debtor does in fact live here. And he immediately spots something.
Close enough, innit?
The utility bill and medicine box are in the name of Radek Holan, the defendant.
Did you tell us that you'd never heard of this gentleman?
No.
Radak Holland?
No.
No? Why is his tablets in the front room? These belong to the person we're looking for?
It seems that Radek does live here after all. Just then, the woman's mother-in-law arrives home.
Hello, madam. How are you?
Hello.
You okay?
Oni widzieli?
Don't want to speak to you, mate. Trying to introduce myself, but she's not listening. Hello there. Hello, how are you? You okay? So we're here with a High Court writ today for Mr. Radak Holland.
It's my son, I know he has stayed
It's
here.
your son?
Yes.
Okay, could you give him a call for us? We need to speak to him.
He's no, stay here, England. He's
Right.
going for Czech Republic.
So he's in the Czech Republic
Yes.
at the moment?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got wife there.
He's got a wife there?
Yes.
Yeah. But he'll have a phone, won't he?
Co to říká?
Telefon.
The debtor's mother gets Radek on the phone.
Musela jsem si volat. Ale tady jméno. Náš prášky, práškyho jméno. Tvoje čekají na peníze. No, nemám.
There's no offer of payment from Radek. but the agents have the right to remove any goods of value belonging to him in his absence. They start an inventory, but then another man appears.
Hello, sir. How are you? Is your English okay? You understand me? You understand me okay?
Yes. I live in this side, yeah.
Oh, you're a neighbour?
Yeah.
The neighbour has come to act as translator.
So we'll be enforcing the writ here at this address today.
I know.
Unless we can get payment from Radak or from somebody on his behalf.
Yeah, I know. Which
All right.
name? I don't know. Not
Agreement.
Radak Holland.
For me,
Yeah.
for my uncle, for my son.
Has Radak
You know
never,
Radak.
has he never
He's
lived
mostly
here?
here.
Has he never lived here?
No.
No.
Well, he has medication here. So the situation is, I'm happy that this is the correct address.
Žádná tutaj si vole, to může být takhle, to řekni, že ne, že já prostě nedám nic. Nemůžu basy, já nedám nic, tady baráku, to je moje všechno. No.
It's really difficult when there's a language barrier. You know, we don't know what the defendant's saying. We don't know what the defendant's saying to other people or what family members are saying to the defendant. Unfortunately, that's always going to be the case because I speak English and Gary speaks Brummie. So, you know, those are the only two languages we have.
Despite the family's protests, the agents have the right to continue their inventory.
Are we sure? Because this does...
But the situation is causing tension.
Když mi broken, když vám nám, když mi vemu, tak to se to rozbije, aby ti to měla dát.
I can't speak
Ne.
Czech, I'm sorry.
No.
Do not
No,
do not start pushing me, because you'll be arrested, okay?
já to
Do
nedám,
not start
protože to je
pushing
moje.
me, okay?
To je moje a hotovo.
With Radek's mother now threatening to destroy assets in the house, Matt and Gary will have to think on their feet to contain this unpredictable situation. Matt Highway and Gary Ball were in Wolverhampton, West Midlands, to recover just over £2,300 owed by Radek Holan for unpaid parking charges.
We're looking for a Radak Holland.
You just live here?
The woman they met said she hadn't heard of Radek, but the agents found evidence to the contrary.
These belong to the person we're looking for?
Then his mother said he was in the Czech Republic and got him on the phone. Radek didn't offer to pay, but when Gary and Matt began to list goods belonging to him, his mother became angry.
Do not start pushing me, because you'll be arrested, okay? Do not start pushing me, okay?
Now Matt must try and make Radek's mother understand his authority. He asks for the neighbours' help.
Could you please explain to the lady that it's a criminal offence to obstruct us in our duty? Okay. If she continues with that, she can be arrested for it. Okay. Thank you.
Whilst Gary continues the inventory, Matt urges the family to get the debtor Radek back on the phone to try and get a payment.
Shall we try? Shall we try that? Yeah.
Radek's mother rings her son's mobile again.
The phone is switched off. Please try later.
But he now appears to be out of reach. So Gary and Matt have no other option but to continue to look for assets belonging to him.
Mixing deck.
Mixed stick. Beakers as well.
But then, as Matt goes upstairs to look for assets in Radek's room, his mother calls him into her room.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Teď mi volala sestřenice, že mi půjčuje peníze, že do hodiny mu dám peníze, řekni. Teď mi volala.
I don't understand any of that.
Saying that her cousin just
My
told
cousin.
her that she will borrow her the money.
Teď jsem si...
Lovely.
2000, how much?
2,312.44. Right. If you want to go and get the money,
This now. Come in.
yeah, we'll wait.
Maybe for 1 hour, 1 hour.
Be as quick as you can.
With a promise of payment in full, Matt goes downstairs to tell Gary to stop listing goods.
Stop for a minute, mate. She's going to go and collect the money.
Okay.
The woman and the neighbour go to pick up the money a relative has offered them.
Sometimes the best asset that a defendant may have is the family around him. And, you know, that's what's needed to get the matter resolved. They will all rally round to help somebody that's in need. So you'll see mum, brother and sister all helping out to get somebody out of a situation.
An hour later, the woman returns.
Where are we then, sir?
Jsme se znali jenom 1000 liber, znamenali víc.
I only got £1,000.
You only got 1,000?
It seems she's come back with less than half of the money owed.
You've only got 1,000?
But it's still a substantial down payment, so Matt comes up with a solution and asks the neighbour to help explain.
Can you explain for me for a second?
Yes.
Okay. If I take the £1,000 today
Yes.
and then give a period of time,
Yeah.
not weekly, but a period of time to
Yeah.
pay the rest of the money, will that help?
Okay.
Radek's mother pays the agents £1,000 in cash.
1,000.
Okay.
You happy? Good. You happy?
Matt leaves paperwork for Radek, stating he has 4 weeks to pay off the outstanding balance. If he doesn't, the agents will be back to seize his goods.
27 of 5, yeah? Come back.
27th of May, yeah, that's right.
But it seems the family may be hiding something from the agents.
Šalený by tu byl ty vole. No.
All right?
Thank you.
So we're all
Thank
done.
you.
It's been a complex case for Matt and Gary.
It's so difficult. It's like having a 10-way conversation just to get the simplest facts across. As soon as we started making a list of goods, they realised that the situation was serious, and yeah, the best way to deal with it is to get it paid on his behalf if he's not here.
Research has shown that young people in the UK are increasingly falling into debt. Almost 2/3 of those who contacted a leading debt charity over the first half of 2017 were aged between 18 and 40. High Court Enforcement Agent Stuart McCracken and colleague Ian Taylor are in Warrington, Cheshire. They're here to recover just under £1,800 owed to a local veterinary practice.
We're off to see a Miss Amy Benson.
Right.
She's not paid her vet's bill.
The case began when Amy took her dog to a vet after an injury. But she refused to pay the bill as she claimed the dog had been misdiagnosed.
Vet bills usually aren't cheap, are they?
No, but that's what comes with having an animal.
After Amy didn't pay a county court judgment, the case was escalated to the High Court. Now she must pay the money she owes in full today.
Well, I can hear a dog, so... Oh, here we go. Hello there, I'm after Amy.
No, Amy's not in at the moment.
Right, are you able to get her on the phone? We're High Court Enforcement agents. It's just regarding an outstanding balance.
Okay.
All right.
With the door open, Stuart takes the opportunity to make peaceful entry.
Is it council tax?
No, not council tax. No, it's High Court writ. It's for veterinary practice.
Oh, I'm in court with them now.
It seems that the woman is Amy after all.
Basically, what's happening at the moment is we're to collect a balance. The balance is £1,704. If not, we are instructed to remove goods.
Amy calls her partner for help.
Dean, it's the vet's law. It's the ones that misdiagnosed Papa. They want £1,000 off me. But I've already spoke to the head office about that. No, I've not had any other letters.
It was a CCJ, so it was a county court judgment. But because that hasn't been paid, they've obviously transferred it to the High Court.
Amy claims that she's appealing the case, but the High Court writ is active and must be enforced today.
Can you give me some time?
I can give you half an hour.
I can't really say no.
If not, we will have to take control of goods. But the problem is, if we do start removing goods, it goes up to £2,335. Then there's £30 a day storage for 7 days.
What about if I can get half of it?
It needs to be the full amount. That's why they've transferred it to the High Court.
None of the cars are mine.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, I've had a car crash on Saturday, so that's a courtesy car.
Yeah.
What about this lid in a minute? It's my friends. They won't be able to take it because it's not in my name.
Well, we need your friend to send a receipt over.
We need to see a receipt for it.
But I don't get. You can't take that money. It's definitely not
Yeah,
mine.
but we need to see a receipt for it.
As Amy has already lied about her identity, Stuart and Ian need proof that the Mini isn't hers. And while they wait, they begin an inventory of assets in the house.
The only things that's mine is the table in there, the beds. So you're gonna have to. They're gonna have to. There's nothing I can do. They're gonna have to. There's nothing I can do, Mum. There's nothing at all I can do. I know, but there's nothing I can do. They're gonna take the stuff. They're literally listing it now. The TV. Right, do you want to come down then? He's got the. You can't take the telly, love, because it's not mine.
Right, okay. Brilliant, you've got the receipt for it, that's fine. Hiya, mate, you alright?
Have you got a receipt for the telly?
Yeah. £229 LC.
Brilliant. Right, I'll
Yeah,
take that.
cheers.
It seems that there's very little of any value in the house. Stuart's attention now focuses on the Mini.
She's still claiming that the Minis are friends. It's probably worth about 500 quid, 600 quid. So just have to wait and see, I suppose.
The value of the Mini would cover about a third of the nearly £1,800 debt. But before he calls recovery, Stuart goes to ask Amy one more time whether she can pay anything today.
What's the best you can do?
200 quid. I'm not even lying, and I can swear I put my kids' lives on it now. I can pay it in certain days. My mum can lend it me on next Thursday. She gets paid.
Some jobs can be extremely sad. It's heartbreaking in a way once you see what people get themselves into through no fault of their own sometimes, but we can't think like that. We've just got to act with a duty of care and try and execute the rate in the most professional way as possible.
With the situation clearly taking its toll, Amy tries to increase her offer.
I'm not even going to avoid the matter, honest to God, I'm really not. I've got £200 in the bank that I've put set aside for a fridge freezer because it's broke, and I can give you that.
Amy has now doubled her original offer to £400. And her partner's parents have also offered to make up the figure to £600.
How can you make the payment?
But it'll be like £400 on card and £200 cash, is that right?
But to stop the Mini being taken, Stuart needs to be sure the balance will be paid.
Can you get it clear by next Thursday?
What, the whole of the amount?
Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt. How much can you lend me?
I can probably lend you about 5, 6. They've got to pay me rent, haven't they?
Right, I'll try and I'll phone the I've got to phone the claimant, you see. I need to see what they say.
Stuart goes to call the claimant to see if a £600 down payment with a promise to pay the balance within 7 days is acceptable.
Hiya, John.
There's no value in the goods, sir.
The only thing is a 52 plate Mini.
So just to reiterate, that's £600 today, and then the balance on the
Next Thursday.
Tomorrow. I'd accept that on the premise that the payment's made on the 15th.
Yeah. Cheers, John.
With the offer accepted, Stuart goes to tell Amy the good news.
Yeah, they've accepted that on the premise that it's cleared by next Thursday. How is it you can make that 600?
Then I'll pay 400 off my card. I know there's 400 on free in.
Yeah.
He's just going to pop out.
Amy's partner leaves to go and fetch the £200 from his parents. Whilst they wait for him to return, Amy is keen to tell her side of the story.
I bought a Yorkshire Terrier a couple of years back, and she was only 8 weeks. She got dropped off a little in shoulder. I rushed her to the emergency vets because she was in pain, and the vets made me aware that she was fine, nothing was broken. They were going to give her painkillers and release her. So I came home. I could see she was in severe pain even with the pain relief. So I took her back to my actual vets, and they made me aware that she had a broken fibula, broken tibula. She needed an ongoing operation, and her foot needed to be casted as well as a leg. It's not like we've refused to pay something. We've refused to pay something that's not been right.
I think we're a nation of dog lovers. I've got a dog myself, and I'd do anything for him, no matter how much it costs. And when we do get debts that involve animals, I can fully understand why people get themselves into debt, because all you care for is their well-being.
15 minutes later, Amy's partner returns.
Oh, yeah, mate. Is that the 200, is it?
With the £600 down payment made in full, Stuart lists the Mini on a controlled goods agreement, which means that if the balance isn't paid within 7 days, the agents will be back to seize it, unless it's proved it doesn't belong to her.
Just need a quick signature off you, Amy, basically. Just basically means 600's been paid today, 1,105 to be made by the 15th. I've taken it upon myself to know, just by your judge of character, that you'll get it sorted,
fine.
alright? That's everything that you need, Amy. Take it easy, Amy.
Bye.
See you later.
It's been a tricky case to resolve.
Every now and then you come across a young, working hard family that are just struggling. I just hope by next Thursday they can get it clear, because we will have to come back.
Stuart and Ian got the best result they could against the odds. But in Max and Paul's next case, an ex-City high flyer
Look at me, I'm shocked about this.
is forced to face reality.
At the end of the day, we are commanded by the High Court to seize goods if we can't raise the payment.
I'm not making a phone call to my dad unless it's too embarrassing.
Recent research has shown that owners of small and medium-sized businesses in the UK are coming under increasing financial pressure. Nearly a fifth of company owners resort to their own private savings to keep their businesses afloat, while almost 20% are missing paydays to make ends meet. High Court enforcement agents Paul Bohill and Max Caraher are in Docklands, East London. They have a writ to collect a debt of £5,000 owed by businessman Stephen Leary.
We're off to see Stephen Leary, and we're looking to collect £5,313.45.
The agents don't yet know exactly what the debt is for, but they've carried out some background research on the debtor.
There's an interesting note here, Paul. He's been disqualified under the Company Directors Disqualification Act.
The information suggests that the debt may be connected to a business venture gone wrong. And the research has also thrown up details of the car Mr. Leary owns.
The Mercedes estate. That's our defendant's vehicle. Shall I do the honours?
Max goes to clamp the Mercedes in the hope that the prospect of it being removed will prompt a swift payment.
It's a knock and a half, you practice that. Yeah.
Mr. Leary.
Hello.
Hello, sir. My name's Max Caraher. This is my colleague Paul Bohill. We've got a High Court writ for you. Do you know about this matter?
No, what's this?
It's in regards to unpaid money that you owe £5,313.45.
Sorry, have a look.
You're welcome to see it. There's the writs on the back page.
5,000 for what was this?
The procedure at the moment is if we can't collect payment, we need to remove goods. We don't want it to get to that at all.
You seized your car?
What car?
The Mercedes.
Are you joking?
No.
You sure you don't know anything about it?
I don't know anything about this at all. I've checked my record, my credit check, and nothing's ever come up on this.
The frustrations of collecting debt, to me, are the actual time involved in, first and foremost, is getting down to the nuts and bolts of whether they know about the debt, which the courts have decided, all the notifications have been sent out. There is nothing that we can do.
As Mr. Leary's ignorance of the debt is holding the enforcement process up, Paul needs to help him focus.
The only wrinkle in this is if you've been barred as a director. Because if you're barred as a director, it could well go back to that.
I've been, yeah, but that was ages ago.
I know, but why was that?
It was a carbon trading company.
Right.
But what's that got to do with that?
No, but we're just trying to get to why this writ is against you, and you appear to know nothing about it.
It seems that Paul's line of questioning may have hit a nerve.
I got disqualified as a director.
Okay.
Because the sales element to obviously selling the carbon credits was deemed, look, it was a mis-selling. So the whole market basically crashed.
Right.
So that was what it was.
It appears that 3 years ago, Mr. Leary was part of a company that was involved in the mis-selling of assets on the stock market. As a result, the government disqualified him from holding company directorships for 14 years.
I tried to make an appeal.
Okay.
I got the ban, so it was harsh that I got the ban, especially when I'm a director. They don't give a shit about it.
It looks like Mr. Leary was going to appeal against the government's decision, but he decided to drop the case. But as the official department concerned had already paid for lawyers to fight the appeal, they took Mr. Leary to court to recover their costs.
The costs of the appeal costs?
Yeah. That's the only thing I can think of it. But why make my solicitor notify me on that? Which I'm fucking fuming about.
You paid your solicitor?
Yeah, I paid him. I paid him 1,200 quid on account, and then he said they might come back with time.
Yeah.
So they've obviously paid. But I said, well, look, you didn't tell me that at the start. He says, okay, I'll deal with it. And that was it. And I didn't hear anything else about it.
Mr. Leary gets his solicitor on the phone.
Hi, Robert. Miss Stephen, how you doing? I've had better days. The last record of events we had was they was asking for me to pay, or the solicitors to pay, the actual time that they put into the appeal, yeah, which was a couple of grand at the time. And I said, well, look, Robert, that's we have to obviously speak to them about it. I can't cover all this, Robert. It's not fair. So I've not received any correspondence because I thought you were directly dealing with them. So tell me what the last correspondence is you got.
We sent a letter to the court. I haven't got anything since then.
Remember you said any communication from now on goes through me, as in you. Do you remember that?
Stephen, what do you want me to do?
It appears that Mr. Leary's solicitor was unaware of any action to recover court costs connected to the appeal. And now Mr. Leary continues to insist he didn't receive any correspondence about the case either.
According to our paperwork, a letter was sent to this address now on the 1st of the 6th, 2017.
That is impossible. That is impossible.
I'm reading off of the paperwork that we get issued.
But do you honestly think I would let it come down to this day if I didn't actually get that letter? I've never received any letters. That's the only correspondence I would have received.
Because we are the end of the chain.
Yeah, I know you are. I want to let it get
enforcement
to this point. Look at me, I'm shocked about all this.
There's two possibilities here. You're in complete shock or you're a really good actor.
Despite Mr. Leary's protests, the agents are duty-bound to get the case resolved one way or another.
We've clamped your car, and if we remove the car, that's going to add to the bill, and we'll look around your flat and see if there's anything of value.
Well, you can't do that, surely. You have to get
Well,
we
can.
Lawfully,
I know lawfully you can.
Yeah, it's not what we want to do, but
this is like
at the end.
I'll have to lend this money if it's actually genuine. Sure. I haven't got no money in my bank account. Huh?
Okay, but at the end of the day, we are commanded by the High Court to seize goods if we can't raise the payment.
You can't take goods out of my flat, honestly. I can lend the money. If
My advice is
take the car, but the car's worth about 4 grand as it is.
not to us at trade value, I'm afraid. We're looking at about 1,200 for the car, which is why we don't want to take it. If you could have Plan B ready of somebody who can cover this bill for you.
I'm not making a phone call to my dad unless it's too embarrassing.
Enforcing a writ against somebody can be very embarrassing for them, and I do understand this. Employers could find out about it, your family could. You may have to resort to calling people who you really don't want to use as your last lifeline.
The agents have now been in the flat for over an hour, and Mr. Leary still hasn't made any attempt to raise the £5,000 he owes. Max has to make it clear what will happen if they have to remove goods.
That's the balance that's owed now, £5,313.45. If indeed we do have to remove goods, it does go to
No, I'll
16.
I can make a call.
Yeah.
I haven't got it in my bank account,
Okay.
but I've got family who can do it.
That's absolutely fine. May I suggest getting the ball rolling?
Realising that the debt could increase if he doesn't face it head-on, Mr. Leary reluctantly calls his father.
I'm so sorry, Dad. This is so embarrassing. It seemed genuine. I've seen the higher court order, but I've not received one fucking letter through the door. Otherwise, I would never let it get to this.
Mr. Leary's father agrees to pay off his son's debt in full.
Oh, Sean. Today's school, Steve.
Yes, no. Hello, sir. Is this Steve? I believe you are going to help your son out. Brilliant. I'll pass you back over. Thanks very much for that, sir.
Thanks to Mr. Leary's father, the case is finally resolved.
Yeah, thanks for your time anyway. Thanks for understanding, chaps.
That's all right. Stephen, sorry we had to meet like this. We'll leave you to it. Take care, Stephen. Thanks very much. Justice has been served.
Yes, I feel good about that. I'm now walking tall.
More than 300,000 people contacted a leading debt charity over the first half of 2017 to seek help with their debts. The charity's figures show that the number of people falling behind on debt repayments has nearly doubled since the beginning of the decade. (6 a.m). High Court enforcement agents Stuart McCracken and Elmore Victor are on their way to West Derby, Merseyside, on a revisit to collect over £10,000 owed in unpaid parking fines.
Right, Stuart, you're taking me back to one of your cases.
Yes.
Why are you taking me back?
Me and Ian went 2 weeks ago. There was nobody in.
Unusually, the agents have two writs for the same address.
The claimant's the same, but for two different people.
Two different...
And from what I know, it's parking.
One of the writs is for Mrs. Ron Key, and another for Mrs. Key Wei Ning, both members of the same family, who between them have racked up one of the largest parking fine debts the agents have ever seen.
The one outstanding balance is £5,078, and the other one is £5,759.
On arrival, Stuart spots two Mercedes parked outside the house.
The 57 plate is the one that me and Ian saw the other week.
The red and blue Mercedes are the cars that the fines were accrued in.
Did you want to knock on?
Yeah, I'll do that, mate.
Immediately, Stuart decides to clamp the cars, as they could be valuable leverage if no offer of payment is made.
It's all about finding a trigger point. It makes people actually take it seriously when we've taken control of something that they don't want to lose. It could be various goods, it could be one particular item that they don't want us to take.
Stuart and Vic are hoping that with an early morning visit, they'll find both the debtors at home.
Wakey wakey, eggs and bakey.
It's not the loudest doorbell. Not even a curtain.
Despite the early hour, no one is coming to the door.
So we're just going to have to wait, aren't we? Nothing much else we can do.
Yeah.
But the agents suspect that someone is at home.
So we wait in the van for a bit, so they can see we're not going anywhere.
While they wait, Stuart spots a new email from the office on his phone.
Jackie Lamb called, spoke to Jackie Client, said that the son is the person who's got the PCNs.
It seems that a man, Jackie Lamb, has called the office to say that he incurred the parking fines in his grandmother's and his mother's cars.
I spoke to debtor and OK to talk to him about the case.
It appears that Mr. Lamb now wants to take full responsibility for the fines and get the case resolved.
There is someone here.
Let's go, let's have a chat with him.
And it seems he might be at home.
Morning. My name is Mr. Victor. I'm a High Court enforcement agent. We've got two writs here, right?
How much do you need to remain?
Well, the one balance is £5,759 and the other balance is £5,078.
The most I can do is probably about one or two, right?
£200 not going to pay it, right? The debt is over £10,000.
As Mr. Lamb's offer doesn't even scratch the surface of the £10,000 owed, the agents have to make it clear that both the cars are at risk of being seized.
Both cars are registered to each defendant.
They will go into storage for 7 days, and then after the 7 days, if they get sold at auction, whatever they fetch for will go towards the debt.
But as the cars are likely to only fetch a third of the total amount owed, the agents decide that they need to look inside the house for other assets to seize.
We're taking control of goods inside the property as well, you understand that? It's not just going to be the vehicles.
Can't you just take the cars to that?
No, it's not going to clear the debt. Because unfortunately it's come to this now, so this is the end of the road.
Mr. Lamb's mother, Mrs. Ning, has overheard the conversation.
You can't get this, this is not this.
Yes, I can. I've got a High Court writ in both names at this property. So if we go through the property, we'll look at the rest of the stuff. Because the cars won't clear the debt.
The car is not, 这张切了饼，你也来。
Despite Mrs. Ning's protests, the agents are duty-bound to search the house for other assets to seize, along with the cars.
This TV is broken. It's everything broken. This is.
But it soon becomes clear there aren't enough high-value assets to cover the rest of the debt.
The goods here won't clear it. The goods. You can't raise any money today.
Not today, it's even in the future I have no money because now I have no money. I guess I can't give any money.
With payment looking unlikely and not enough assets to cover the £10,000 owed, it looks like the agents have reached a dead end. Stuart and Vic will have to think on their feet to get this case resolved. Stuart McCracken and Elmore Victor were in West Derby, Merseyside, to recover over £10,000 in unpaid parking fines.
The claimant's the same, but for two different people.
Nobody appeared to be in.
It's not the loudest doorbell.
Then Stuart discovered that the fines had been racked up by the son of the family, Jackie Lamb, in his relatives' cars.
Can't you just take the cars to that?
No, it's not going to clear the debt.
But it soon became apparent the family couldn't afford to pay.
I have no money because now I have no money. I guess I can't give any money.
Now, Mr. Lamb wants to tell the agents more about how he managed to accrue thousands of pounds worth of parking fines.
I was parking behind my shop here, so I was unloading the road in there. So why shouldn't I be allowed to do that? I still need to have access to my shop, and if it's on the high street, I can't load it.
It seems that Mr. Lamb ran up the fines loading goods on a stretch of private land outside the family shop.
I understand your side of it, so that, you need to unload and load, don't you? I understand that. That's something you need to speak to the landlord about. I don't think the younger generation understand the consequences of not paying fines. They just think it'll go away, it's never going to happen to me, they're never going to chase me. And the problem is, if you keep on doing it, it's going to cost you more money in the long term rather than dealing with the matter there and then.
The agents have now been at the house for over an hour. With no improvement on Jackie's original £200 offer, it looks like all Stuart and Vic can do is to seize the cars outside. Stuart goes to check them out again.
We've had a look around the house. There's nothing much really of value apart from the two vehicles. It's a shame, really, but at the end of the day, if you can't pay your rent, then we'll have to take control of goods.
But then a call comes through.
Right, okay. Cheers, bye-bye. Red one's on finance.
With the red Mercedes out of bounds, the agents are now left with just one vehicle. But as its value at auction is less than £1,000 after removal and storage costs have been deducted, Vic asks the family again whether they can pay any more today.
Can you pay £1,000 today?
No, I hope I can have £1,000.
She said 200 today, which is literally all the cash we have.
Okay.
And then 150 every month.
In some cases, it's It's pretty straightforward, unfortunately. There's not much you can do. You can't take blood from the old saying, you can't take blood from a stone. But some cases we'll work it as hard as we can, for as long as we can. But at the end of the day, if there's no money, no funds, it's just a dead end.
The agents have now been at the house for an hour and a half. With no chance of any more money being offered today, Stuart and Vic's only option is to set up an affordable payment plan.
Let's see if they can afford what they can afford monthly.
Yeah, go on.
What can you pay monthly?
Max is 100 and 150 max. I can't pay over 150.
150 per month. Right, so if we say 200 today and then 150 per month, yeah? But that blue milk will still have to go, so we'll put it to the claimant.
I'll give them a ring.
Stuart calls the office to see whether the family's offer of the car plus £200 today, together with a repayment plan, is acceptable to the claimant.
Hiya, John, you're all right. They can pay £200 today, then £150 a month. Cheers, John.
The offer has been accepted.
So we're trying to give you a bit of a lifeline here.
佢話即係你而家佢就佢藍色車就會走，黃色車因為係翻欄，所以你攞唔走。佢哋佢今日唔攞你鋼琴，唔攞你雪櫃，唔攞你嗰啲乜嘢。我今日你俾200磅，之後每個月150。When does the payment start? I'm guessing 200 today.
200 today, 150 per month.
Yeah.
Mr. Lamb pays the £200 down payment.
I'll just count that out while we're here.
Moments later, the recovery truck arrives to take away the blue Mercedes.
The vehicle's going to get removed now. It's stored for 7 days at an auction house.
The case is resolved for now. But if the repayment plan isn't stuck to, the agents will be back.
The moral of the story is, Vic, pay your parking fines.
If you don't pay, we'll take it away.
Can't Pay is back new next Thursday at 9. Think that insurance deal is too good to be true? Well, it might be the work of a ghost broker. Paul Connolly's undercover hunting down the scammers and nailing the fraudsters. Brand new and next.
Threats.
Slap him in the face, you know.
Mate, if I got what it takes. Anger.
Don't, sir, don't.
Desperation.
Dad, I need to find £2,000 within 5 minutes.
What happens when debt
I'm not even paying a penny of it.
tracks you down?
Don't open the gates, mate. We'll force entry.
Up and down the UK.
Can somebody come to the door, please?
We see Britain's most resilient High Court enforcement agents.
We need immediate police assistance.
Dealing with every debtor's worst nightmare.
It's not a wake-up call most people want.
Because if you can't pay,
doesn't have a penny, doesn't own anything,
they'll take it away. Over the first half of 2017, the number of county court judgments issued against individuals rose to the highest level seen in over a decade. Nearly 600,000 judgments were issued during this period, a 40% increase from the previous year. High Court enforcement agents Gareth Short and Mitch Starr are in Cardiff, South Wales.
Spoiling, lads.
They're here to recover a debt of over £2,500 owed in unpaid parking fines.
We're going to visit Mr. J. Martin.
The case began when Mr. Martin left a car park without paying.
Quit.
Now he must pay the money he owes in full today in either cash or goods. The agents immediately spot a valuable asset.
Nice wheels.
Nice car.
If the Bentley on the driveway belongs to Mr. Martin, it could be seized if he can't or won't pay today.
Do you think he's inside?
No, I think he's out.
Although the house is unlocked, no one appears to be in, so the agents turn their attention to the Bentley. And they're in for a surprise.
Who leaves their Bentley open on their drive?
Bentley open?
I just can't believe someone would leave a Bentley on their drive unlocked in the middle of a city, just asking for it to be nicked, really, isn't it?
Mitch takes a look inside to see whether he can find any evidence that the car belongs to the debtor.
Mr. Martin.
Good boy. I knew there was a reason why I worked with Hubert.
The trade cards are for Mr. Martin's roofing business, evidence that the car could belong to him. Gareth starts an online vehicle check and gets an unexpected result.
That registration number is registered to the BMW 318. That should be on a road with that, because it's registered to a different car.
It seems that the number plate is registered not to the Bentley, but to a white BMW. But then Mitch spots something.
Was that BM there? Has that always been there?
It appears the agents are being watched.
So we've just done a search on the plates on the Bentley. He's coming back as a white BMW. And funny enough, across the road, it's been a white BMW M Sport parked up watching us. So I think that's the debtor, so I'm going to go and confront him now. Jonathan, mate, is it?
I'm just dropping him off to work, yeah.
I think it's Jonathan Martin, mate, to be honest.
Who's that?
Do you have any idea on you, mate?
Do you know what, mate? I'm going to show you.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy, I appreciate that.
The man inside the BMW isn't Mr. Martin.
Spidey senses was going then.
Yeah.
The guy showed ID to prove he's not a debtor. Why has he been sat there for the last 10 minutes watching us, though?
The case is taking a complicated turn. But as Gareth suspects that changing number plates could be an offence, he calls for police assistance.
Hello, I'm a High Court enforcement agent. Wonder if we can have police assistance, please. We've just found a car on the drive with false plates on it. We've also got somebody parked across the road just watching us. Just wonder if we can have a police officer for assistance, please.
Okay, thank you.
Bye. Any job can be extraordinary. There's so many twists and turns, just never know what's going to happen. So you've always got to have your wits about you. I'd like to say that you've learned from experience, but this job is a constant learning curve because every single job is different.
With the police coming, the BMW drives away. And just moments later, another man approaches the agents.
What's your name, Kevin, man. Look for Mr. J. Martin, yeah, Jonathan.
It was very doing. Can I tell you? You Jonathan?
No, I don't. I'm his brother.
The man, Kevin Martin, says he'll deal with the writ on his brother Jonathan's behalf. But the agents need the debtor's permission before they can discuss the writ.
If we get Jonathan on the phone, if he tells us we can speak to you, we'll tell you.
Hello. It's John Martin.
Hey, John, all right? Okay, we're High Court enforcement agents. We're High Court writ against you.
I'm his brother.
You help me off your brother to sort this out. Yeah, perfect. Okay, yeah, perfect. Thanks, mate.
All right.
So you're in possession of a High Court writ.
What do I do here now?
Two options, mate. The debt can either get paid, or we're going to be lifting this car. So at the moment, the debt stands at £2,269.05.
Well, all over £1 parking ticket, bad bet. I don't know how I'm going to pay this.
He can pay it over the phone.
Can you bill slightly check?
Nah, it's the only thing we don't accept is cheques.
Let me see what they're coming at.
While Kevin tries to arrange payment, Gareth wants to find out whether he's got any connection to the man in the white BMW.
Where have you come from, lad?
What's that got to do with this?
She's taking interest, that's all.
You know, where have you come from? No, that's a leading question. It's a loaded gun.
That's a loaded gun?
It's not a loaded gun, it's just fucking shit. Just clip the clap, Charles, I'll give you the money, that's it.
This routine case is turning out to be anything but straightforward. With no sign of the debtor, and with his brother becoming agitated, it will take all of Gareth and Mitch's experience to get the £2,500 they came for. Gareth Short and Mitch Starr were in Cardiff, Wales, to recover a debt of over £2,500 owed in unpaid parking fines by Jonathan Martin.
I think he's out.
The debtor didn't appear to be in, but the agents found that the valuable Bentley outside was unlocked. Then Gareth discovered that the car's number plate had been swapped with another vehicle.
That registration number is registered to a BMW 318.
The agents called the police.
Police assistance, please.
Then a man arrived.
What's your name, buddy?
Kevin Martin.
Kevin Martin. Look for Mr. J. Martin, me, Jonathan.
I'm his brother.
And became agitated with the agents.
Fucking shit. Clip the clap, I'll send you the money and that's it.
Now, Gareth and Mitch must try to get this complicated case back on track.
You can pay over the phone if needs be, mate. He hasn't got to be here, yeah?
Kevin phones his brother Jonathan again.
No, I'm trying to sort it out for you, right? Ta-da. Right, I can give you £1,000.
Okay, we're half here then.
And then when he comes back on the 26th, he said he'll pay you.
Jonathan has offered £1,000 today and the balance paid off in 3 weeks' time. But the agents are duty-bound to try and get payment in full today.
We can't wait, unfortunately. So we're commanded by the High Court to come and collect the full balance or remove assets. We'll be the most patient men in the world, mate. If you've got to wait for half an hour or something.
You won't get £2,500 a day.
Okay, so
leave it at that.
All right, so we'll have to take the car then.
Despite the fact that the Bentley has a false number plate, if it belongs to the debtor, it can still be seized. But Kevin has other ideas.
That's not even his car.
We've got reason to believe it is.
We fake cards in there, mate. All sorts in there.
That's in Yvonne's name.
If we get proof of that, then we leave it.
It is in her name.
Yeah, we obviously to do a job, we need to see proof for that.
Do you want to see logbook?
Logbook's not proof.
What's proof then?
It's the original sales invoice. So
she got a receipt, probably.
She got that, then we leave it.
Yeah, but she's in Spain.
Kevin claims that the car doesn't belong to his brother, but without proof, the agents could seize it.
She'll have 7 days proof of ownership then before we sell it.
With the car at risk of being removed, Kevin gets back on the phone.
It's all to the police now.
He claims to be calling the police, but Gareth has spotted something.
I think she was born yesterday, man.
It seems that Kevin's phone is actually switched off.
Perhaps what you should do is if you ring 999 on your phone instead of just pretending, you'll speak to the police now. Wasn't born yesterday, mate.
No, I didn't. I turned it on before. I just told them about you then, mate.
Ah, right, okay. They always have an inkling if somebody's telling you the truth or not, or if they're hiding the truth. And that's when I'll start to drill down and find ways of getting the truth out of them. If that person's not the debtor, then it is obviously a lot harder. But then it's a bit of a cat and mouse game, to be honest with you.
40 minutes after Gareth called them, the police arrived.
Is your phone, mate, did it?
No, I have phoned them.
It is, mate. Seizure of goods, mate.
After seeing the High Court writ, the officer is keen to have a word with Kevin Martin.
Do you have any idea on the job? How you were? You've got a driving licence with somebody with good idea.
But then suddenly, Kevin flags down a passing van.
Oh, whoa! Right, I'll go with these, I'll be back. See, disappeared.
With Kevin gone, the policeman makes a surprising claim.
I've reason to believe he's given me enough details and he's the person who court warrants for. That's probably why he's disappeared.
It seems the man the agents have been dealing with could actually be the debtor, Jonathan Martin, after all.
I've got an officer on the way down here knows who was going to identify him.
Some debtors do think we was born yesterday. I'm very stupid. And I do find that a bit of an insult sometimes. But unfortunately, that's the way they're dealing with the situation. So what you do need to do then is start drilling down on the truth, because ultimately the truth will come out in the wash.
5 minutes later, another officer arrives and shows Gareth a picture of Jonathan Martin.
That was the guy who was here, isn't it?
Yeah. Is that him, is it? Yeah. Thanks for that.
Dealt with him several times.
Is he wanted by you as well, is he?
With the man's true identity confirmed by the police, Gareth's keen to know if they're planning on taking any action over the swapped number plate.
Is that car going to go, or...?
We've no power to remove at the moment.
No.
It's parked on the drive. Although it's no insurance.
Yeah.
car moved off to the right and left the thing still. We're going to do some further checks on it.
Appreciate that, guys, anyway. Thank you very much.
It appears that keeping a car on a driveway with false number plates isn't unlawful, but driving one on a public highway is. With the Bentley now on the police radar, they leave. But just then, another man arrives.
Right, mate.
And makes a surprising offer.
I can pay John's bill. He's just asked me to come in and pay after this so we can take the car.
Well, you're going to pay his bill, mate, yeah?
There's 1,500 quid there.
Cool.
And then the other £769 on a card. And then, does that stay there then?
If it's all paid, mate, that car stays in.
The man doesn't say what his connection is to Jonathan Martin, but he produces £1,500 in cash and pays the remaining balance by card.
76905.
Yeah.
Happy with that? Well, not really, you, but...
That don't make a difference to you.
No.
No, all sorted. Sorry about that, mate. Cheers, thank you very much.
You take care, buddy. All the best.
Thanks to the mystery donor, Jonathan's debt is paid off in full.
Done our job, mate.
Happy days.
But just before Gareth and Mitch leave, a familiar van approaches.
There he is, boys. There he is, jumping out as well.
The man the police identified as the debtor has returned.
What the police woman said?
She said you were Jonathan, or?
Yeah. I know.
You are now?
Yeah. Do you know when she went there, she said he's not coming back, did she?
Don't know.
With Jonathan now being honest with the agents, Gareth wants to find out more about the debt.
How did you get that, bike?
My brother, he had no money on him. So the yellow arm comes up.
Aye.
Car goes out. He went right up the arse of an out car, going out, so he hasn't got to pay the pound.
Jonathan Martin is now claiming his brother was responsible for the parking offence behind the debt.
But still, it's done now, and he's going to fucking pay you.
The case might have ended with yet another twist, but it's been a good result for the agents.
But for us, it's a great result. We got a case paid.
Done our job, mate.
Happy days.
Research has shown that the number of disputes between tenants and landlords over rent arrears increased by 90% last year. The average amount owed to private landlords across the UK currently stands at over £1,800, and the total amount has now exceeded £5 billion. High Court enforcement agents Matt Highway and Gary Ball are in Milton Keynes, Buckinghamshire. They have a writ to collect a debt of over £16,000 owed to a landlord.
Who's first today then, mate?
We're going to see Mr. Mark Ford and Miss Emma Jackson, who owe £16,500.
The defendants, Mark Ford and Emma Jackson, left a rented property 9 months before their tenancy agreement officially came to an end. But their landlord pursued them through the county court to get the rent the couple should have paid him for the remainder of the lease.
Dog's looking at me.
The landlord won the case, and it's now been escalated to the High Court. Today, the agents have come to the debtor's new address to get the debt paid off in full. With no one answering, Matt checks around the back. Finding an open door, he makes peaceful entry.
Hello? Hello?
And it appears someone is home after all.
High Court enforcement.
How'd you get in?
Who'd up?
Mark, is it?
Yeah.
Hi, Mark. My name's Gary. That's Matthew. We're High Court enforcement agent. Reference a High Court writ. £16,479.16.
Okay.
What's it about?
The old place that we used to rent, and we had to move out.
Okay.
Because the boiler was broken. There was no hot water, and they wanted to charge for the end of until they went to the end of the tenancy.
All right.
I have contacted the board.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, you put an appeal in, didn't you?
Yeah, appeal in, yeah.
And that was dismissed, yeah.
No, it's been. They lost the paperwork for it.
It's been dismissed. It's on the notes.
I haven't been informed.
Okay. Well, it has.
So where we are today, so we stand at £16,479. Graph you. Can you pay that today? What about Emma, sir? Has she got any funds?
But Emma's in Spain. I can give her a number if you want a number.
Matt gives Emma a call. But with Emma out of reach, Mr. Ford must now deal with this debt on his own.
If you can raise funds.
I've got nothing at all. I lost my business in the last 6 months, and I've put everything into it, and I've lost everything. That's the situation.
All right, sir.
People will open up and tell us the story on why they've not paid you, what's happened in the past. You know, we'll always listen to them. We are humans. We'll always understand the situation they're in. You do feel sorry for them, but we're only there doing a job. It's nothing personal.
With no offer of payment, the agents must now start an inventory of seizable assets.
TV.
And Gary immediately spots a set of keys.
So is that named on some paperwork somewhere, the vehicle?
Yes.
You have that paperwork?
I haven't got the paperwork right.
No, it'll be seized, unfortunately.
Until Mr. Ford proves that the Mercedes doesn't belong to him personally, it can be seized to offset the debt. But as it's worth only £1,000, a fraction of the £16,000 owed, the agents must continue to search for assets of value in the house. And upstairs in the Home Office, Matt's in for a surprise.
That feels right, that does.
He's found what appears to be a Rolex watch. If genuine, it could be worth in excess of £5,000. But the agents don't know whether it's real or fake.
I can never tell, to be fair.
I can. It's normally the weight, mate. The weight on that.
Yeah, it is heavy on it.
But then, in a drawer, Matt finds yet another luxury watch.
That's a Tag Heuer.
It's a feel like it. I'll keep searching.
With another watch found, the agents continue their search.
Yeah, I found another watch, another Rolex.
Some Armani as well.
And it soon becomes apparent that Mr. Ford is a serious collector of luxury watches.
That was my hobby.
Armani, Swarovski,
Cartier.
So you got Tag Heuer, Monaco.
The agents have now found 7 designer watches. If they're genuine, Matt and Gary could now be handling assets worth up to £10,000 or more. But they have no proof that any of them are authentic.
And Rolex, Oyster, Sea Dweller. An expensive watch is a great asset to seize. It can be of huge value. It's very easily transported. However, the pitfalls of that are that I'm not a qualified jeweller and I wouldn't know a fake Rolex from a real one if it was staring me in the face. So you're aware, Mark, these watches in this box, they are seized at the moment, all right?
But then Mr. Ford tries to stop them in their tracks.
Look at the point there, it's off centre. If it was Rolex, it wouldn't be off centre.
With no expert knowledge, Matt can't tell whether Mr. Ford is telling him the truth. So he goes to speak to a colleague who has experience in this field.
Hey mate, you okay?
I am, mate.
You see the 9 o'clock and the 3 o'clock on the black bezel? If you push it gently, it should go down, because that's the pressure release valve on a real Rolex watch.
No, mate.
No, it's fake then.
That's no good then, yeah?
It seems that Mr. Ford was telling the truth. With the expensive Rolex confirmed as a fake, it looks like the only asset worth seizing is the car. So Matt requests a tow truck.
So you've got recovery for the vehicle coming. All right, mate, no problem. Cheers.
If you let it go to the stage where you're letting your vehicle go and you're not raising any funds at all and you're not going to come to an agreement with us, you know, you're adding thousands of pounds more to the bill. You're going to be hit with those removal fees and storage fees and sale fees.
30 minutes later, the tow truck arrives for the Mercedes. But as its sale at auction will only clear a small part of the £16,000 Mr. Ford owes, the agents will have no option but to keep the case open, adding further fees to the debt. But then suddenly, Mr. Ford makes Matt an offer.
You're taking the car.
Yeah.
If I give you £1,000 as well.
Right. Is that what you're suggesting, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, I can certainly put it to him, yeah.
After saying he couldn't pay anything, Mr. Ford has now offered £1,000. Matt calls the office to see whether this is acceptable to the claimant.
What he's suggesting is the value in the vehicle, which is obviously what we value it at, and £1,000 today, with £1,000 a month going forward. Okay, mate. Yeah, cheers. I never knock a door thinking I'd like to get a quarter of the debt or half the debt. However, sometimes, when it's not possible to collect the full amount, we need to look at an arrangement. This shows intent from the defendant, it gets a good result for the client, and it also makes them more likely to pay the rest of the remaining debt.
A few minutes later, the office calls back.
Hello, mate.
The client has agreed if we get an additional £1,000 a month.
Thanks, cheers.
The claimant accepts the offer.
Yeah.
Bank details?
With the £1,000 paid,
That's gone in, okay, lovely. Thanks, Rachel.
and the Mercedes ready to be sold at public auction, the case is resolved for now.
All right, mate. Sorry about the circumstances, but pleasure meeting you. Cheers.
But if Mr. Ford doesn't stick to his repayment plan, the agents will be back.
I think, Matt, we need to go on a jewellery course, don't we?
Yeah. And then maybe oil paintings afterwards?
Or paintings, yeah, and then sculptures.
Yeah.
Wow, that lasted 4.5 hours.
Yeah, but a good result.
Yeah, good result in the end for the client.
Very difficult one. No.
Yeah.
Matt and Gary got a result against the odds. But in Gareth and Mitch's next case,
You know Francesco, mate, yeah?
an aggrieved debtor
It's not fair that.
pushes their patience to the limit.
Whether you don't understand.
No,
That
listen.
is the problem.
Let
Because
me
you never
finish.
fucking money.
Listen, don't start me.
No, I know. Now let me start to go angry.
Research has shown that nearly 3/4 of people in the UK come up against unforeseen expenses at least once a year. However, 4 in 10 have less than £100 put aside to cope with unexpected bills, and nearly 17 million people in the UK are at risk of getting into debt due to their low levels of savings. High Court enforcement agents Gareth Short and Mitch Starr are in Swindon, Wiltshire, to collect a debt of over £2,000.
I went to visit a guy called Francesco Macronelli. Italiano.
The agents don't know how the debt arose, but they've been given some information about the debtor, Mr. Macchiarelli.
The only notes we got is he used to be a private taxi driver, and now he's a chef, apparently.
Italian chef?
Italian chef. Taxi driver.
Good mix on this.
As Gareth and Mitch approach the address on the writ, they see 2 men leaving the estate.
You know Francesco, mate, yeah? High Court enforcement agents we are. Show you some ID. Should we go and have a chat in your house, is that alright?
Yeah.
Francesco seems keen to cooperate. He and son Michael invite the agents in.
So, a county court judgment was entered against you, sir, on the 12th of the 4th, 2017. With regards to the amount of money you owed, they've then transferred it to the High Court. So we're now in possession of a High Court writ to enforce against you.
How about that?
You say you've not received any letters whatsoever, is it?
No.
Have you ever owed any rent, sir? Any business debts, anything like that you can think of?
No.
The numerous letters have been sent from the county court for you. We also sent you a letter that looked exactly like that.
Honestly, I've never received it.
With Francesco claiming he knows nothing about the debt, Gareth calls the office to get more information.
Unpaid garage rent, he had a lock-up, he didn't pay for it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
Alright, thank you.
Bye. Unpaid rent for a garage or a lock-up you rented, sir.
Oh, that one.
Here we are. Pennies dropped there, yeah?
It seems Francesco does know about the case after all, and is now keen to tell the agents his side of the story.
With him, I want to give the garage back. He will give me a chance to empty the garage. And every time I said, look, I want to empty the garage, he changed the locker and forced me to pay month by month by month. That's the problem.
I'm guessing you had unpaid rent, yeah?
Yeah, I know, because I give you notice to empty the garage. So I said, look, I can't afford it to make more months on because I don't have money to pay you. £70 a month for me at the time is very high.
I'm guessing as part of your lease agreement with him, you had to give 2 months' notice.
Yeah, but if I not can afford it.
Whether you can afford it or not, you agreed to that license or
You must have signed that contract.
Whatever the rights and wrongs of the case, Francesco lost in court. Now the agents are duty-bound to get this case resolved today, one way or another.
So your debt at the moment stands at £2,234.17. Are you in a position to make payment to us?
Oh, no, unfortunately not. I lost my job. If I don't have a chance to pay today, what happened?
Assets from inside the house will be seized today, and then they will be sold at public auction within 7 days.
No, man, that's not fair.
We'll treat that as a last resort, okay? Let's focus on trying to get the money first. If you say to us, all right, look, I want to make some phone calls, I want to speak to some people, I want to try and get some help, we'll be the most patient men in the world.
But instead of trying to raise funds, Francesco seems intent on arguing about the writ.
What he done, for me, is not fair.
Did you formally give you notice in to say you want to give you 2 months' notice?
I tell you twice, so many times.
Did you formally do that?
Yeah, voice by voice.
By paper.
I guess in part of your contract would say you'd have to do it formally.
Because unfortunately, I can write English because I'm Italian.
So whenever we knock at the defendant's door, it's potentially going to be the worst day of the year, maybe potentially their life. And the first thing they want to do is just get aggravated. Obviously, that's counterproductive for us. We don't want that to happen. So what we normally try and do is let the debtor have 5 to 10 minutes worth of kicking off, and then we try and bring him back down to level.
The agents have been in the house for almost 20 minutes, when suddenly Francesco's son, Michael, makes an offer.
I have 400 or something. Yeah, but that's without money.
If you
that is not fair. You see, that's the problem.
But Francesco is still disputing the court judgment.
I asked him to stop the agreement. I want to pay all the rest. At the time, he said £400. Instead, him charge more and more and more. If him let me empty the garage, instead to put more on top. He said, non rompere l'anima. Go upstairs, don't worry, I sort this one.
With Francesco's wife now involved, Michael tries to calm his father down.
There's no point you keep saying the story.
It's not fair, that.
It's not
fair. Because if I tell you, I can afford you.
Sir, your son's speaking a bit of sense here. Do you want to go in the kitchen?
Maybe you don't understand. That is the problem, because you have the fucking money.
Hey, don't spare me.
No, I know, now I'm starting to go angry. Because I tried to stop.
Shouting and screaming is not going to help you, sir, okay?
I know, but...
Do you want to go in the kitchen?
No.
And have a chat with your son?
No.
We often get debtors and defendants who are just fixed on why they're in that problem in the first place. But I'm there to get a result. So what I try and do is listen to their story, but bring them back down to the ground and say, I'm not there to deal with disputes, unfortunately. The county court judge has already agreed that you owe this money. So there's no point having a go at me about it. You might as well work with me.
With the situation at a stalemate, the agents have to make it clear that despite his argument with the claimant, the writ is live and must be enforced today.
Can you see why we're here?
Yeah, I know.
Perfect, okay. So we're going around in circles at the moment. I definitely sympathise with you saying you lost your job, but unfortunately we've got a High Court writ to enforce. So that's £2,234.17 is paid to us. We can look to remove assets.
Yeah, I know.
Which is the last thing we want to do.
But just then, Francesco receives a call.
Just a second. Oh, Christian. Sono qui con un grande problema. Puoi venire un minuto a casa? Manager called me, and now he's come and tried to sort it.
So you got a family member on the way, have you?
Yeah.
So we need 1,800. If there's nothing comes if he can't help, we do a couple more phone calls just to see.
If you want to make phone calls, we'll happily wait.
If you want to believe or not, I don't care. You just come here, want to take my stuff off.
No, that's the last thing I want to do.
No, he's come here to do his job.
But despite his son and now another relative trying their hardest to help, Francesco is not backing down.
The bastard? Yeah, but because you have a fucking money.
Just stop shouting.
No, because
You need to calm down and listen to your son, sir. He's speaking some sense there.
No, because the fucking bastard Because he have the fucking money, do whatever he wanted. And steal the money for the poor people. I don't have any help at all.
I understand your stress, but you need to calm down, take a breath, have a cup of tea. And
No. Be honest with you, I tell you, if I see that guy on the road, I don't know what's going on.
Well, you're going to get yourself in trouble then. You're going to end up at the back of a police van.
But then Francesco's nephew, Christian, arrives.
Quanti soldi ci vuoi? Sempre 1800 sterline.
Yes. Tu poi io pagare tu.
Possiamo pagare assieme.
Christian agrees to help pay off his uncle's debt.
That's 481 into your account, and the rest Chris will pay it.
Along with nearly £500 from his son and the rest from his nephew, Francesco's debt is paid off in full.
It's a good thing you came when we were leaving, because otherwise...
Couldn't believe that.
Yeah.
I'm not expected, honestly.
But it seems that the agent's visit shouldn't have been a complete surprise for Francesco.
Yeah, another day, and I said, what's going on with your garage?
Listen to your wife.
About what?
She knew something was going to happen.
How do I say thank you in Italian?
Grazie.
Grazie. I know it's a very good boss.
Yeah, he's a good boy, yes. On a daily basis, we see the bank of mum and dad coming into the rescue. It's not very often we see the sons and the daughters coming in to bail the parents out. But it's a nice sight to see. Your parents have brought you up all your life, so the least you can do is help them out in their time of need.
Half an hour after they first arrived, the case is fully resolved.
There we are, that's us done.
Yep.
Francesco, hopefully you won't see each other again now, yeah?
I hope not.
Just make sure you sort this out properly, listen to your son, keep him in line, right? Michael, thanks buddy.
Michael, it's been a pleasure, mate. Good work. It shows how much family can mean to you sometimes. The son and the nephew pulling together to get the dad out of trouble was brilliant. It's nice to see that you can always rely on family.
A recent survey from a leading youth charity reveals that a quarter of adults under 30 in England and Wales resort to borrowing to make ends meet. Nearly half of all young adults are running out of cash each month, while over 1 in 10 have had to skip meals due to financial difficulties. "5:30 p.m. High Court enforcement agents Matt Highway and Gary Ball are in Great Barr, Birmingham. They're here to collect a debt of almost £6,000 owed to a lettings agency by one of their former tenants.
We're going to see a Mr. Charanjit Batal. He owes £5,883.57. It's either going to be rent left outstanding when he left or damage to the property, I would have thought.
If Mr. Bato can't or won't pay, the agents have the right to remove assets to offset the debt, including the Mini on the driveway, should it belong to him.
Looks almost empty, doesn't it?
The house is unlocked, but nobody seems to be in. But then a man arrives.
You're right, buddy. You're moving into it?
I am going to be moving the house, but obviously you lot outside is making me kind of worried, so...
Well, we're High Court enforcement agents here looking for Mr. Charanjit Batal.
Sorry?
Charanjit Batal. All right.
Okay. Not what I'm aware of.
No? Okay.
The man claims he doesn't know the debtor the agents are looking for, but he's clearly unsettled by their presence.
I don't want no one going in there breaking in because obviously I've got stuff inside.
Oh, so you live here then?
I'm moving softly. This is one, so...
That's yours?
Yeah, I'll move that. That's got nothing to do with this property anyways.
Well, it is. It's parked on the property, isn't it?
Well, I don't want you doing this.
Okay.
You got your logbook for it?
I ain't got my logbook on me, no, but
okay.
Your driving licence doesn't prove that's your car, sir.
But then Gary spots someone at the window.
Well, the curtain's twitching.
Is there anybody in at the moment?
No one's there. Not what I'm aware of.
There's just been somebody at the top window.
Not what I'm aware of.
Suddenly the man leaves, just as someone comes to the front door.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Sorry, so is that you?
The agents are finally face to face with the debtor, Charanjit Bateau, and Gary explains why they're here.
They've took you to county court on the 22nd December last year and escalated to the High Court for enforcement purposes.
Look, I'll be honest.
On the 13th, it's £5,883. So
I don't even earn that much, I'll be honest with you. What's happened here with the unpaid rent? I was going to go to citizen advice.
Yeah.
I only earn £700 to £900 a month.
Right.
I'll get paid tomorrow.
Right.
I can't even show you my bank details.
Okay.
I have literally nothing that I can give.
The writ commands me and my colleague to attend here today
I know
to either collect the money or to seize goods to value of. That's what we're here to do, all right? So we'd rather not do that.
But just then, a woman comes to the door.
The car's staying where it is at the moment.
With two people now claiming to own the car on the debtor's drive, the agents don't know who is telling them the truth. It's going to take all of Matt and Gary's skills to get the £6,000 they came for. Matt Highway and Gary Ball were in Great Bar, Birmingham, to recover a debt of over £6,000 owed in unpaid rent.
It's almost empty.
Matt and Gary found a car on the driveway that could be seized to offset the debt. But then a man arrived and claimed he owned it.
That's got nothing to do with this property.
The debtor, Charanjit Bateau, said he couldn't afford to pay.
I can't even show you my bank details. I have literally nothing that I can give.
But then a friend of his also claimed to own the car on the drive.
I need to move my car from the drive.
The car's staying where it is at the moment.
Now, the agents need to get to the bottom of this confusing case.
Let's do first things first. Is that your car? Have you got logbook for it or?
She's got it at home.
But before they can sort out who owns the car, the woman makes another claim.
Have you explained that before moving out the property?
Yeah.
You know what the landlord said to him? He goes, if you can move out, please, whatever you owed me, you don't need to pay it.
Right. Okay.
Right. I'm not lying. Obviously,
Yeah.
I've
No,
got
I
evidence
don't.
to prove it,
I don't
you
disbelieve. I don't disbelieve you at all. Did you go to court when the county court stage?
No one didn't know nothing about it.
It seems Charanjit believed he didn't have to pay the outstanding rent. But whatever the rights and wrongs of the situation, Matt needs him to understand that the £6,000 he owes must be paid in full today.
Have you got anybody who can help you with this?
I'm restrained from my parents. I had no form of contact with my family or anything I could borrow money off. It's a bigger man, and I have no savings, no investment, no nothing.
It's a lot of money. I don't expect you to have that in your back pocket.
Look, I'll get paid tomorrow. Come to me tomorrow, I can promise you right now.
We've got to sort it now. You need to work with us, and you need to raise some funds. If we give you a little bit of time just to make some phone calls, take the heat off and just go and have a sit in the car for a bit while you make some phone calls. Why don't you try? You're going to have to get inventive. You have to find some way of solving that now. You've already said you've got money coming tomorrow.
Okay, let's do this. Let's take a 10-minute break.
Perfect.
The agents give Charanjit some time to see if he can raise any funds.
People who are honest, who have got nothing to hide, who will always give them that opportunity to raise that cash, no matter how long it takes. You know, we're there all day if it needs to be.
The agents have now been at the property for half an hour when the man they first met returns.
Hey, Dan, bro. You all right, mate?
Yeah, I just had a word with DVLA.
It's not your car, is it?
That is, yeah.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, because someone else has just said it was their car?
Yeah, it's a shared car.
Oh, it's shared.
With no clarity on who owns the car, the agents must continue to assess it for potential seizure if Charanjit can't raise any funds. But the man is clearly getting agitated.
I need to go.
Shut up, you 2 minutes.
But I need to take my car.
Cooperate and it will happen, yeah? But panicking and everything, you're not going to get caught and they won't be able to do their job. Cooperate. Trust me.
We're trying to be as calm as possible, aren't
There
we?
you go. So if
All
they
right.
be calm, we stay calm before it goes out of hand.
Charanjit decides to talk to his neighbour.
So let's chat with his neighbour now.
Maybe he's going to ask the neighbours to lend him the money. I don't fancy his chances, though, to be honest.
But he comes back with some news.
Yes, mate.
Someone's kindly said to me they can give me 200.
Charanjit's neighbours have agreed to go and withdraw cash to help pay his debt.
Look how kindly a neighbour said to me.
Because we've always been with our neighbours from the start.
Look at that. They gone out just for me.
But the £200 on offer is still a tiny fraction of the £6,000 Charanjit owes.
We're going to need more than 200 quid. How much? Well, as a rock bottom, you're going to need 500 quid.
Charanjit needs to raise another £300 to reach the minimum down payment Matt has asked for.
500. Listen, there's one person out.
If you really want to ask Steve.
Just ask him.
Realising he's running out of options, Charanjit makes another call.
Where's my bank card?
Why? What are you doing?
And he has good news.
You're transferring £300.
You've given
You get your £500 today, yeah? Okay.
A friend has agreed to lend Charanjit £300. Along with the cash from his neighbours, he's now raised the £500 needed as a down payment.
How sweet is that, man?
You can tell nice people when they've got neighbours that are willing to help
Our
out.
neighbours are
The agents now have to work out a payment plan to pay off the £5,500 balance.
And then we need to know what your proposal is to clear the rest of it, because the last thing we want is another performance of this, do we? You know what I mean? So we need to sort it out.
Come on, baby, let's just go in.
The agents have to carefully assess Charanjit's financial situation to make sure he's able to stick to his repayments.
So we need to know what you can do with this going forward.
To be honest, it can't be like 100.
Do you work as?
Monitoring. I'm a manual monitor at home.
Right, so you're working at the minute, but only part-time from home, is that the gist of it, yeah?
That's all I got.
So what are you suggesting monthly?
50 grand.
Often as a High Court enforcement agent, half of your job is an enforcement agent and half of it is a social worker. We will hear the full story about what the defendant's been through recently, been through in his life, what his situation is like at the moment. What it does for us is it builds a picture of the defendant, how likely they are able to pay this debt off, and, you know, where we can go with the case next.
Charanjit's £50 a month offer is low, but Matt can see that with just a part-time job, he has little means of paying any higher.
I'll accept it provisionally because of your circumstances, all right? I can't get in touch with the clients at the minute anyway. Tomorrow, once the office is open, I'll give them a call and I'll tell them about your circumstances and show them the evidence we've seen. All right, mate, so you've got everything you need, yeah?
Yeah.
The case is resolved for now, but if Charanjit doesn't stick to his repayment plan, the agents will be back.
Lads, you've been the best.
It's been an unusual case, but thanks to the kindness of Charanjit's friends, the agents got a result.
That's from next door, can you believe her?
Nice to have nice neighbours.
You Can't Pay Will Take It Away is back same time next week. Tomorrow night at 9, the new series of Jane McDonald and Friends continues with Tony Hadley and Shane Ward joining our Songbird to belt out some great tunes. Next tonight, Paul Connolly sets out to uncover those who steal from the elderly to the tune of $7.5 million in brand new Undercover, Nailing the Fraudsters.
Threats, anger,
Call the police, man. Call the police, man. Listen.
desperation.
I've lost everything. I've no house, I've no nothing.
What happens when debt
I am not going to pay it. End of.
tracks you down?
Take whatever you want, darling.
Up and down the UK,
Oh, you can't take my. Don't be taking my equipment.
we see Britain's most resilient High Court enforcement agents,
Leave that, sir.
Don't.
Leave it.
dealing with every debtor's worst nightmare.
This is so embarrassing.
Because if you can't pay,
Imagine it's £3,000 in cash just like that. It's ridiculous.
they'll take it away. A recent survey has revealed that nearly 3/4 of UK adults lent money to friends and family last year. 1 in 20 have lent over £5,000, but over 40% never see their money again. High Court enforcement agents Matthew Highway and Gary Ball are in Bilston, West Midlands. They have a writ to collect nearly £4,500 owed by Michael Cox to a former girlfriend.
What have we got?
Off to see a Mr. Michael A. Cox.
Not Michael J. Fox.
If Michael doesn't pay, the agents could seize goods to offset the debt, including any cars he owns on the driveway.
Good afternoon, sir. Hello, sir. After Michael A. Cox.
Oh, yeah?
My name's Gabriel, sir. I'm High Court Enforcement Agent.
Could we speak to Michael Cox, please,
Michael,
sir?
sir.
Which Michael, me?
Michael A. Cox. Is that you or your son? Can I speak to him, please?
Thank you.
Well, I won't keep putting clothes on, sir. Some cookies in there.
It seems that both father and son have the same name.
Right, Michael. You all right? Michael A. Cox? Yes. If that's your father, it's your other junior. Right, sir, my name's Gary Boyle. I'm a High Court Enforcement Agent.
Okay.
CCJ's been made against you. They've escalated that now to the High Court. You currently owe £4,302.27, sir.
Okay.
So can you pay that today, sir?
Be careful, Buck. I'll just make myself bankrupt. That's all I'll do. I'll just make myself.
It's not quite as simple as that, Michael.
How's it not quite as simple as that? I haven't got the money.
Yeah, it's not, mate. But unfortunately, this is now from the High Court. It commands me and my partners to attend here today to either collect the money from you or to seize goods to the value of. That's what we're here to do.
The problem is, this isn't my house.
Right, okay.
So, nothing in there.
Right.
This is mine.
There's items there that belong to somebody else.
Yeah.
The onus is on them to prove to us that it belongs to them.
Okay.
So what it would mean is that, Mum or Dad would have to find receipts and invoices for everything in the property.
Okay.
And everything on the property.
Okay.
All right. So, do you want to crack on and do that then, if that's the case?
Yes.
And we'll do that. The other option is that you try and find some funds to get this organised. Okay. That's the best option.
And you don't really want to go down that route. Everything we've got is paid for by us, by our company.
Yeah. And you can prove that, can you?
Well, I'll give you 15, 16 boxes of bills and you can fucking sort through them.
Smash in, we'll have a look then. Do you want to start with the stuff on the drive?
Okay.
Vehicles-wise.
Cougar and the...
Well, the Cougar is the SWC's property.
It's what, sorry?
The SWC, which is Mum and Dad's company.
All right, okay.
Dad, get the logbook for the Cougar and the Saab, just get that, and the Alpha as well.
If you can do that, we can rule that out to start with, can't we?
No, I'm not going to oblige and help you.
We can do this one or two ways, right? You can either cooperate with us and we can do it nicely, which we're doing at the moment. It's either up to you.
Any of my goods.
Right.
With the debtor's father unwilling to show the agents any proof that the cars belong to his company, Matt goes inside to investigate further.
Hello. You all right? I did warn you. Right.
Do not walk in my house.
You can call the police if you like, okay. Would you like to get proof of ownership for the vehicles on the drive, sir?
I tell you what, you're an absolute tosser and you break my fucking house, mate.
If you think I'm doing anything wrong, then you can call the police, sir. It's really important to gain access to the property. We are able to seize goods, take control of goods, and it just heightens everything for the defendant. They realise that at that point they've got to deal with it.
While Mr. Cox goes to find paperwork for the cars, Michael explains the situation to his mother.
Don't fall hand off me, top and bottom of it. What's this for? It's that girl that want to give me all the money from 2 years ago.
You know, reading about this, you know what I mean? It comes a bit of a shock.
We have written, madam, to give 7 days' notice before we attended.
What's that?
It's the vehicles. I'm trying to take vehicles.
Our vehicles?
Your vehicles. Cougar and Saab.
Unless you can prove otherwise, madam, unfortunately.
We've got proof of that.
You will have to prove it, yes.
Yeah, because they're on the drive, madam.
So this one's the Saab, is it? Is that one there, is it?
All this stuff here is paid for by us, not by him.
But the paperwork doesn't prove that all of the cars outside belong to the debtor's father.
There's 2 vehicles, okay, that could potentially be lifted. Because Michael's insured on both of them, and the one of them's in his name.
The Saab and the Alpha outside are connected to Michael and could be seized. But the threat of losing both of them prompts Michael to make an offer.
Well, I'll tell you what, take the Alpha as payment. Yeah, as part Dad.
What choice have we got? They're riding on the your cars, they're not the Alpha. Yeah. It's fucking fucked anyway. You know what I mean? It just means I've lost whatever. And then take the Alpha. Yeah, buy some breathing space. Yeah.
But I would pay for the fucking Alpha.
You are.
And I would pay for the Alpha.
Yeah, we paid tomorrow. They're just what?
It's still my car, no. What if they can't take nothing? They've got nothing, son.
While father and son argue over the cars, Matt needs them to understand what will happen if no payment is forthcoming.
The options are either we organise payment, or I'll be organised recovery for the Alpha and the Saab, but both be removed, and then we'll be doing a full inventory of the property, and it'll be up to whoever's claiming ownership of it to prove that it's theirs. Right, we'll crack on. Once I've organised recovery for these, Michael, I can't go back. It adds the cost onto it. So
drive off first.
Just bear that in mind. You can try and drive it off first if you want.
Or what? Go on. Or what?
Drive it off if you want.
Or what?
Well, there's a van at the end of your drive, buddy.
Oh yeah, I'm sure the van's a good match for two. So just fuck off.
Well, I'm going to organise recovery for them, okay? So, in the meantime, while I'm making that call, have a think about it.
While Matt goes outside to clamp the Alpha and the Saab, Gary starts to discuss the inventory with the family.
There's no need for you to be my house now, so.
We've still got to do a job.
What are you going to do?
We're going to make a list of property inside the property that we're going to take, madam.
You're not making me do
If you stop me, madam, I'll get the police here.
Get the police in. I suggest you get the police right now.
The police now. I said no, it's the third.
So don't come and stand up to me, because I will move you out of the way.
You will.
Yes, I will.
Will you really? Go on, I fucking dare you.
Michael,
You're going to calm down. You're going to calm down.
Don't get hands off me. Get your hands off me.
Are you going to calm down?
Get back.
Are you going to calm down? Are you going to calm down? Are you going to calm down?
Trapped in a corner, Gary is forced to restrain Michael to protect his safety. The agents are now faced with a debtor who's lost all control. They will have to act fast to prevent themselves getting seriously hurt. High Court enforcement agents Gary Ball and Matthew Highway were in Bilston, West Midlands, to recover a debt of nearly £4,500.
Michael A. Cox?
Yes.
But the debtor, Michael, claimed he couldn't pay.
So can you pay that today, sir?
I can't make myself bankrupt.
When the agent said they would have to remove goods to offset the debt, things turned nasty.
Michael,
Are you going to calm down? Are you going to calm down?
Now Gary and Matt have to act fast to take back control of the situation.
Are you going to calm down? Move away from me. Move away from me right now.
Please, Michael.
All right.
Please. Please.
What's hurting you on as well?
Go on.
Can I help you up or not?
No.
Nobody's attacking you, sir.
It's all right,
No,
lads.
we're not. Do you want to get up?
No.
It's all right.
Michael appears to have calmed down, but Gary calls for police assistance.
Can I help you up, Michael?
Hello there. Can I have a police assistance, please? They're on the way.
We'll wait for police to arrive and then we'll resume our duty, okay?
I seriously don't know why people would want to attack you. We're only there doing the job. Obviously, it's not a pleasant thing to happen to them. But, you know, attacking us is not going to get around the fact that we're going to stay there and we're going to recover the debt or we're going to start removing your goods. We'd much rather you speak to us, try and sort it out, rather than lay hands on us.
20 minutes later, the police arrive.
Yeah, it was just basically my colleague went out to the van to get some paperwork and Michael, the big lad in there, just come up to me, started pushing me and attacking me. So I just asked if you could attend and calm the situation now. Yeah.
With the police present, Michael makes the agents a surprise offer.
I can get the money, so you want to arrange with the Alpha? Yeah.
What money have you got?
It'll be 14.
Michael has offered £1,400 and one of the cars. So Matt phones the office for a vehicle check.
Hi mate, you alright? Can you just run HPI for me, please? I need a value as well on it.
It's certainly free of finance.
Okay, so this is worth a couple then, isn't it? Well, I'll have a chat with him and see what he wants to do.
The car might be worth £2,000, but after removal fees, Michael still wouldn't be close to paying off the debt. Matt tries one last time to negotiate a better offer with Michael.
Have you got any way of upping the amount of cash that you're talking about today? Any whatsoever? If you have, then I can potentially come up with an option that will mean leaving everything here, including your Alpha. If you can get £2,000, then we can look at giving you a period of time after today to get the rest of it sorted. Is that doable, Michael?
Yes.
Right, smash him.
Michael agrees to a £2,000 down payment today and a fortnightly payment plan of £500 to clear the balance.
Can you pay in 2 weeks' time, Michael?
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, so it's fortnightly then, £500 per fortnight.
But it will be up to the claimant to decide whether or not to accept the arrangement.
Let me give him a call and get that sorted, yeah? Hi, it's Matt Highway. We've got an offer of payment. Can you just give the claimant a ring for me?
Yeah, that's been accepted.
It's been accepted?
Yeah.
Smashing, thank you. Great stuff.
With the offer accepted, the case is resolved.
Cheers. Michael, you're happy with that then?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Shake.
I'll lose my
No, it's alright. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Take care. See you later.
But if Michael defaults on his payment plan, the agents will be back.
No one's injured, thankfully. You know, it's just silliness. It's just turned over into violence, and it was even worse because I think it looked as though that he'd waited for me to leave the property before he'd instigated the attack, which we can't have. My first job is to make sure that my colleague is safe. Second job is to do our job, but our safety is paramount.
It's estimated that more than 50,000 people in the UK take out loans which require a guarantor every year. However, the number of guarantors left with unexpected debts after a borrower failed to keep up with their repayments is on the rise. High Court Enforcement Agents Gary Brown and trainee Connor Jackson are in Portsmouth to collect a debt of over £2,500 owed to a loan company.
Next up, we have Mrs. Ann Butcher. We're looking to collect £2,638. Looks a bit rough, doesn't it?
It does a little bit.
With any luck, it'll be one of the ground flats.
Mrs. Butcher's son took out a loan and she signed as a guarantor.
No, it's going to be up in it.
But her son defaulted on his payments and Mrs. Butcher must now pay the nearly £2,700 in full today.
Oh, it's open.
Ah, result. Somebody's in.
Hello, Ann Butcher?
Yeah.
Hello there, my name's Gary Brown. That's my colleague Connor Jackson. We're enforcement agents. You've been taken to court.
Oh, come on in, officer.
Thank you.
Yes, on behalf of... Hell, mate, that hurts.
So was the debt yours?
Yeah, no, that was a pain in the ass. I took it out on behalf of my son.
Okay. Right.
He's supposed to be paying it.
Okay.
Take it you were a guarantor or something.
Yeah, he had work done on the car, but I had to sign for it to say that the payment will go through to pay the car for repairs. Can I just ring my daughter-in-law?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Mrs. Butcher gets her son's wife on the phone.
And that's the High Court writ.
I've got a High Court bailiffs here. So can you talk to him, please? I've got High Court bailiffs here. For this payment thing. No, it's not okay. It's my... Officers.
Okay, thank you. Hello there. My name's Gary Brown. I'm an enforcement agent and I'm attending this property with a High Court writ against Ann Butcher, which is obviously this lady. She's been taken to court because of an unpaid debt. She explains to me that it was she got the loan on your behalf.
Well, it's not me. It's my husband's car.
Right.
My husband's not here at the moment, so I'm kind of, stuck in the middle.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So what can we do?
Well, the situation now is that once it comes out for enforcement, it's pretty much the end of the road. So we're here now to recover the money or remove goods, which we don't want to remove goods. We don't want to be doing any of that, but it does need to be paid in full. And the figure we're looking for today is £2,638.35.
And that needs to be paid by when?
It needs to be paid now, because what will happen if it's not paid, then we have to start the removal process, but then that will incur another fee. So if we can avoid that and get it paid in full now, then that will save everyone a lot of money and time.
Okay.
If you want to make some phone calls, speak to whoever you need to speak to see if they can help.
All right. Well, we'll see what we can do.
Okay. All right then. And have a seat. Have a seat.
I say, chill out.
Chill out, I've got
No,
coffee.
it sounds like she's got a way of sorting this, so
Hey?
no need to stress out just yet.
When somebody's reacting in an emotional way, I just give them a bit of time and just to process why we're there, because on one hand you have the debt to collect, but on the other hand you have somebody's welfare that you have to bear in mind.
10 minutes later, Mrs. Butcher's daughter-in-law rings back.
She's not going to let me have that. You and Gerda.
Yeah, Mark, it's another.
Mrs. Butcher's daughter-in-law is going to try and contact another member of the extended family for help.
Who's she phoning?
Gerda. Gerda is Ben's step-grandmother.
Okay. Well, hopefully she'll see the gravity of the situation and she'll be able to help out.
Oh. Hello?
This dog just wants to play.
Right.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, Gerda. Yeah, I'm in tears as well. I've got the
High Court enforcement agents. Enforcement agents.
These gentlemen here, please. I can't do it.
It's a bit of a tongue twister when you're having a bit of a moment.
Please, Gerda, I'll pay you back.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello there. My name's Gary Brown. I'm an enforcement agent and I'm here with a colleague. We have a High Court writ for Anne. And we're looking to collect £2,638.
What's it for?
It's for whose car? Brendan's car.
I'm Brendan Butcher's step-grandmother.
Oh, right, okay. Well, that company that lent the money have taken Anne to court because she was the guarantor.
Yeah. And the kids haven't been paying the money back?
No.
Now, how do I pay this money?
We could take debit or credit card over the phone.
I'm not doing anything. I don't do anything money over the phone, sorry.
Okay. We could do a bank transfer.
No, that's like taking cash.
Then how quickly could you get here with the cash? Have you got cash?
No, I haven't got. You're stupid or something.
Well, you've just asked me how do I pay it.
Imagine it's £3,000 in cash just like that. It's ridiculous. I'll pay it through a proper way. I will pay it through the bank into a bank account.
I can give you my office number.
Yeah.
And you can ring them. They can take the money over the phone. That's going to be the easiest way to get this sorted and get us out the house.
Please, Gerda.
Right, I'm going to ring them and just get you verified.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye. I feel very sorry for people that are guarantors, for other people that haven't paid the debts that they have agreed, and sometimes the guarantor is not aware that the debt hasn't been paid, and it's a huge shock when we arrive. It doesn't just affect the person who owes the money. It can drag other people into it, and we're always conscious of the effects that our enforcement and our attendance is having on other family members.
A few minutes later, the office calls back.
Hello? Brilliant, okay.
Gerda has settled the debt.
That's been paid in full.
I say you can't really fault her then. You know, she's not a blood relation anyway, and she's paid.
Well, it's done with. It's paid. Our job's done. All right.
Yeah.
Lovely to meet you. Shame it wasn't under more pleasant circumstances. You could see she wasn't expecting.
God no, at all.
Anything like that, and I don't think she's even seen an enforcement agent before, let alone had any turn up at her address. But if somebody is going to be a guarantor, they've really got to know what they're getting themselves into, because if the person you're doing it for defaults on their payments, the enforcement agents aren't going to visit their address. They can come and visit yours, and it's not a nice thing to have on your doorstep.
Despite the sensitive situation, Gary and Connor have got this debt settled. But in Matt and Gary's next case, a husband's debt.
So what can I do?
What can you do? You can pay the debt, sir.
Leads to a family crisis.
Let go.
The number of UK motorists handed fines by private parking companies has increased by over 25% in just 1 year alone. Citizens Advice dealt with over 12,500 cases related to parking issues over the second quarter of 2016. High Court enforcement agents Matthew Highway and Gary Ball are back on the road, this time in Stoke-on-Trent, Staffordshire. They're hoping to recover a debt of nearly £2,500 owed by Mohammed Kamal in unpaid parking fines.
What we got next then, mate? Next is a mistake, Mohammed Kamal, for a balance of £2,455.93.
The parking company escalated the case to the High Court, and now Mr. Kamal must pay the money he owes in full today.
What's wrong, sir?
Morning, sir. I was looking for Mohammed Kamal.
Yes.
Is that yourself, is it, sir?
Yes, sir.
Hello, sir. My name's Gary Ball. I'm a High Court enforcement agent. You got a High Court writ been issued against you?
Against for what?
Oh, I guess it was for parking.
For where?
I'm not too sure, sir. You must have got, there's your High Court writ there, sir. You must have got all the details before. The amount you owe at the minute, sir, is £2,455.93, sir.
So what can I do?
What can you do? You can pay the debt, sir.
Well, I can't able to pay right now because I don't have nothing to pay now.
You do understand why we're here, sir? We're here to collect the money or to remove goods from your property.
This is not my property.
It's
so
not,
this is my wife's name on that property.
That's fine then, sir. All your wife's got to do is show invoice and receipts for everything that belongs to her.
She just went to work, so I can't able to.
I understand that, sir.
I can't able to disturb her right now because she's working right now.
Okay.
But years of experience suggest that this might not be the case. So Matt and Gary enter the property to investigate further.
This is not my house. The house owner is my wife. I live another address, but I just came to visit her sometime.
They immediately spot some paperwork.
There's loads of stuff with his name on.
You've got a Virgin bill here, sir. Strange that you don't live here, but you've also got bills here, isn't it?
She used my name.
Oh, she used your name?
Yeah.
Well, all the evidence saying it, you do live here, sir. Your bill's here, your wife's here, and also you're here, sir.
But Mr. Kamal is still refusing to pay. And with the evidence mounting that this is his home, the agents start an inventory of goods they could seize.
Please don't touch anything until I get to church for owner.
We're here with a writ from the High Court, okay? So regardless of what you say, we are entitled to be here, okay? And if this debt isn't paid, we are going to seize goods from this property.
Mr. Kamal gets his wife on the phone.
Hello, debt collector हो गई सो बाकी टिकट हो रहा है
I'm not a debt collector, sir.
और घर खाली हो तो सब नो आओ भाई और घर मतलब दो बिकम तुम्हारे She's coming, don't touch anything until she comes.
We'll carry on doing our job, sir.
We'll carry on.
With Mr. Kamal refusing to cooperate, the agents start their inventory.
Xbox 360e electric car.
But then Mrs. Kamal appears on the stairs.
Everything. I've got proof. This is my property.
I understand it's your property, madam, but your husband lives here with you. Correct? Is that correct?
Yeah.
And he's also got a bank account details. Bank account at this address, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and he's also got bills here as well, madam.
Yeah, but he's
So
not...
I'd say he was living here, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but this is my property.
I understand you're on the land registry as owning the property.
This
Well,
is
we're not
my
taking the
property.
house, madam.
And don't you worry.
We're taking the items inside the house.
Okay, great. We'll take payment
But
then.
we haven't got any money at the moment.
Oh well, he can't make payment then, can he?
With the truth uncovered, the agents now need to get the case resolved once and for all.
Okay, you need to raise some funds.
I don't have nothing to pay you right now.
Okay, then you understand why we're here, don't you?
Yeah, but we will make
Okay.
payments and he will make payments.
Yeah, it needs to be now,
after
madam.
we
It needs to be now.
We haven't got that far.
Okay.
No one here to pay me.
Nobody can help you. No, okay.
With payment looking unlikely, Matt and Gary have no option but to continue listing goods. But the prospect of losing their possessions prompts Mrs. Kamal to make the agents an offer.
Yes, madam.
Yes, madam.
If we pay £300, would you be able to, if I can arrange £300, would you be able to come to a settlement?
It's not enough, madam, unfortunately.
This is so embarrassing.
I'll tell you what, okay. To stop enforcement action today, we'd need half the payment, okay? Now, do you need some time to organise that, you and your husband? We'll stop what we're doing, we'll hold everything where it is, alright? Won't put any more further charges on, make some calls, okay? We've done all this
Yes, of course.
shouting and silliness now, so make some calls and let's see if we can get this sorted.
Okay.
Alright? Then I'll put an arrangement for the rest. Yeah? And we'll do nothing until you've done that.
How long have we got?
We've got to stay while you do that. We're not talking about being here all day.
Mr. and Mrs. Kamal leave to try and raise the money.
Hopefully we're going to get somewhere with these guys. It's always difficult when there's three different people. Defendant's not great with English. He speaks enough to get by, but not great. Obviously, however, his wife is full English speaking, so yeah. Sometimes you need those people just to turn up to move the situation forward a little bit. Okay, no, thank you, madam, I'm fine. Thank you, I've just had one.
An hour and a half later, Mr. and Mrs. Kamal return.
Hello?
Hi, madam, you alright?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
The couple have managed to raise £600. It's just a quarter of what they owe. But it seems that it's the best they can do.
I'm really being cooperative here, and this is really so embarrassing. What I'll do is I'll sort of put £50 a month, you know, arrangement or something, you know, something along those lines, so I can clear the balance.
We'll call the client on your behalf and we'll put that arrangement terms to them.
Matt calls the office to see whether the £600 down payment, together with a payment plan of £50 a month, is acceptable to the claimant.
Hi, it's Matt Highway. It's offered to claim me, yeah. It's £600 today with ongoing £50 per month. Okay, we'll sort it. We'll sort it. Cheers, mate.
The office are happy with the £600 down payment, but want to up the monthly instalment to £100.
She's still there. Azira, the monthly arrangement has to go up. They'll only accept £100 per month.
Okay, that's
So
fine.
it's £600 today
Yeah.
with £100 a month going
Yeah,
forward
that's
until it's
brilliant.
paid off.
Oh, thank you.
All right, guys.
Mrs. Kamal agrees to the £100 a month payment plan.
Many thanks for your help. I appreciate your help. Okay, thank you, sir. Take care, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
We've all left as friends, which is good. You know, the job's been done, the money's been collected, and the client's happy. You know, most importantly.
A recent survey has revealed that a fifth of UK small businesses struggle to keep on top of their finances. 60% are experiencing an increase in the cost of running their business and say costs are having a negative impact on their cash flow. High Court Enforcement Agent Gary Brown and trainee Connor Jackson are now in New Elton, South East London, to recover a debt of just over £3,000 owed by a taxi company.
We have a case for Giant Cars Limited.
If the director of the company, Mr. Yusuf, doesn't pay today, they have the right to remove business assets to offset the debt.
That's 27 there.
Here we go. Oh, hold on.
The business appears to be closed.
Is it coincidence, you think, that the blinds are closed? Seems a bit fishy.
So Gary calls the number on the sign.
Hello, can you open the office door, please? We're here with a High Court writ, and my name is Gary Brown. I'm a High Court Enforcement Agent. Can you come and open the door, please?
Well, no one's in there.
Okay, then I'm going to force it open unless somebody comes to open the door.
Okay, wait for me, I'm coming.
Okay, we'll wait here. As soon as I threatened to force the door open, she's on her way down, so... Hello?
Minutes later, the woman who answered the phone arrives.
We're High Court Enforcement Agents.
The clarification. The extension is my flat.
So what's in here then?
Literally nothing.
Okay.
I will open the door.
Oh wow, it's small, isn't it?
Take whatever you want, darling.
So who owns this? Who runs this?
Me. I'm just renting the flat and the office for my own needs.
The woman claims she's nothing to do with the debtor company, Giant Cars Limited. But the agents are suspicious.
But you've still got the Giant Cars on the sign upstairs.
Yeah. Giant Cars moved a long time ago. We were working together all the time.
But then Gary spots some paperwork.
They're not trading anymore as Giant Cars, but they've got Giant Cars business cards here. Another coincidence, eh? Lots of coincidences in this place, isn't there? There's a checkbook here. Let's have a look at what this checkbook says. Oh, Giant Cars Limited. Another coincidence. And yet you say Giant Cars don't trade it. Please, pull the other one.
We work together, like I don't think we're not.
Oh, because initially you said you got nothing to do with it. It's not a personal thing when somebody lies to me. I expect somebody to tell a few fibs. They're going to hide all sorts of information from me. So it pays to dig around a little bit, pick apart their lies, and you can find the information that you need to help you recover the debt.
Gary has seen enough evidence to prove he's in the right place. Now he has to speak to the director, Mohammed Yusuf.
Now I've established that you work with him, for him. Have you got the number for Mohammed Yusuf?
Yeah, sure. But he's out of the country.
With the director, Mr. Yusuf, supposedly abroad, Gary has no choice but to leave paperwork for him, giving him 7 days to pay.
I'm going to leave you with my number. And if you could tell the director, Mr. Yusuf, that it's going to be advisable to pay this. So the total we want is £3,623. If the money's paid within, by next Friday, then we're all good. Otherwise, we're going to be going to his home address. Thank you.
Okay, well.
The agents have done all they can for now. But the case isn't over yet. Gary and Connor must get back on the trail of the elusive Mr. Yusuf with some surprising new information.
Investigations last night have shown that they're selling 4 vehicles on eBay.
But they're in for another shock.
Have you got your son's telephone number, please?
He's at this moment in prison.
High Court enforcement agent Gary Brown and trainee Connor Jackson were in south-east London to recover a debt of just over £3,500 owed by Giant Cars Limited.
Oh wow, it's small, isn't it?
Take whatever you want, darling.
The woman they met said the company had moved.
Who owns this? Who runs this?
Me.
But Gary found evidence to the contrary.
There's a checkbook here. Let's have a look at what this checkbook says. Oh, Giant Cars Limited.
With no sign of the company director, Mr. Yusuf, they had no choice but to leave paperwork and set a deadline for payment.
If the money's paid by next Friday, we're all good.
But no payment was made. Now Gary and Connor are on their way to the home address of Mr. Yusuf and have uncovered some important new information about the business.
When you search for Giant Cars Limited, it suggests that they're selling cars, and some investigations last night have shown that they're selling 4 vehicles on eBay.
Okay.
2 blue BMWs, a silver Nissan 350Z, and a quad bike.
Could have shut down the cab company and then opened up with the cars and just didn't change the paperwork and stuff across. Do you want to jump out now? And I'm going to park right up the back end of this.
Across both of them?
Yeah.
They immediately spot 2 of the expensive cars listed for sale on the company website. If Mr. Yusuf can't or won't pay the money today, they could be seized to pay off the debt.
Are they not going anywhere, mate?
Nope. Yeah, I can't. Hi, can I speak to Mohammed, please? Right, thank you.
Go.
With the door left open, Gary takes the opportunity to enter the premises peacefully.
That's a good start.
And Connor immediately makes an important discovery.
Quad bike's in here, mate.
Hey?
Quad bike's in here. At the moment, oh, hang on, there's a plate at the front. That's it, this is the one.
Awesome.
So we've got the quad bike and both the vehicles.
That's what we like to hear, isn't it?
So, that's a good start.
They have all the leverage they need. Now all they have to do is talk to Mr. Yusuf.
Hello, Mohammed. Yes. Hello there. My name's Gary Brown, High Court Enforcement. This is my colleague Connor Jackson. We're here about a case to do with Giant Cars Limited. I understand you're the director, Mohammed Yusuf.
No, not me. He's my son.
Mohammed Yusuf.
His name is Mohammed Yusuf as well.
What's your name, please?
My name is Mohammed Yusuf. His name is Mohammed Asif Yusuf.
Have you got your son's telephone number, please? Could I speak to him?
He's at this moment in prison.
Right. Well, who's running the company, Giant Cars?
I don't know. I'm a retired man.
How long has he been in prison?
He's from, I think, October.
Well, somebody's still selling cars.
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
And yet 2 of the vehicles on your driveway are being sold by Giant Cars, aren't they?
Yeah, this is one of the car she bought. Nothing with me.
These cars outside belong to Giant Cars Limited?
No. No, this car, one I got documents. This one she bought from somebody.
News that Mr. Yusuf Jr. is in prison comes as a surprise, but Gary has the right to seize goods even in his absence. But Mr. Yusuf Sr. claims the vehicles belong to his wife.
These are printouts that I printed off eBay last night. I know these cars are being sold by Giant Cars Limited. Okay, so you got this one here, which is on your driveway. This car, which is also outside, and a quad bike, which I believe is this one in here.
Yeah, you do whatever you like, but nothing to do with me. That car, I can show you the proof that she bought it and I drive it for her.
Okay. It is still up for sale on eBay, so I believe that car...
This one is for sale in eBay. No, this is my car. I drive it.
You say it's not up for sale. I've got the printout here. How can you say that it's not up for sale?
I don't know nothing. I don't understand eBay. I'm not a technologist.
Well, this is evidence.
Yeah, but nothing to do with me. I can tell you, but I can you give me 1 minute? I just tell you that.
I'll give you 1 minute. Yeah, you can have a minute.
Gary's very thorough when it comes to his research on the cases. He'll look into directors, property that they might be at, company assets, anything that we can use as leverage when we turn up, or anything that we can use to say, well, hold on a minute, we know you're trading here because I found this piece of evidence. It is a great asset when we go into a case like that to have it there with us to sort of take the wind out of their sails, as it were.
Minutes later, Mr. Yusuf has someone on the phone who wants to talk to Gary.
Can you talk to her, please?
Who's this?
She doesn't.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, how can I help?
Yes, what's going on? Why are you troubling?
Are you the lady that I spoke to last time? At the office?
Probably, I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe.
Yep. You said that this was going to get paid.
Well, if you can see the company's house, the company is about to get dissolved.
Well, there are vehicles that are being sold by this company on eBay.
Impossible.
It's not impossible because I've got the printouts in front of me.
The woman is the same person the agents met when they first tried to enforce the writ. She's still trying to stop the enforcement. So Gary makes it clear what he intends to do.
So we've got 3 cars here and a quad bike that will be removed if the debt isn't paid. The debt...
You can do that because
Well, I can do that and I will do that. The debt is £3,623. Okay, if it's not paid, I'm going to take the cars.
Pass me the man back, please.
Okay, 1 second. Sir, the lady would like to talk to you.
Hello? Yeah. Did they tell you the amount of money?
Yeah, do you want to know how much it is? I'll tell you.
After speaking to the woman, Mr. Yusuf makes a complete U-turn.
Are you going to pay the balance?
Okay, by the credit card.
Yeah, no problem. I'll get the card machine.
Mr. Yusuf pays the £3,623 Giant Cars Limited owes in full.
All gone through, mate?
Yeah.
Sound.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ta-da.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Oh, yeah. There's like 1 car, 2 cars. Oh, look at that, and a quad bike to go with it.
A flat that's been getting lots of footfall attracts the attention of the housing officers in new Nightmare Tenants Slum Landlords tomorrow at 9. Next, scandals, snogs and political debates. It's hard to believe it's only day 2. Stand by for Big Brother.